spot spotlight now. Here, I think we want to talk about. Obviously, there's been quite a few primaries
Hmm.
that have happened. I think there's a few more left to go, but for the most part, almost all of them have happened. And obviously, the primaries for the presidential election are done.
Right.
The DNC is having their convention as we speak, I guess,
Yeah.
which I didn't watch it. I think I did. I think I watched the Biden and Kamala when they addressed everyone. Um, yeah, I watched that, but I don't know. I mean, I think Bernie did speak yesterday, and
Yeah.
I did hear that was good. But anyway, I do gotta look at that one. But anyway, so what do you want to talk about in this point?
Um, you seem to have all the links. I
Yeah,
think
quite a bit.
like because I'm like, what?
Yeah, I do have quite a bit. I spent a few days looking for this stuff. Um, but anyway, go on.
Um, I was just gonna say like there are obviously a few of these people. See, I know a lot more about like Ilhan Omar, for example, and like AOC than I do about like these primary. Like I don't follow primaries maybe as much as I should. Um, like I know like I obviously recognize a few names like Cory Bush, Jamal Bowman. Like um, is that it? I guess that's it. Um, but
Yep.
like yeah, I don't know much. So enlighten me.
Well, I mean, the first thing I wanted to look at was, I mean, because yeah, there's a lot of primaries, obviously, and it's a lot of states, a lot of things to keep track of. So I mean, I don't know most things, but um, when it comes to what I wanted to search for, I wanted to look for progressive candidates, obviously.
Mhm.
So I know some organizations that have some pushing progressive people. So Justice Democrats, it's one of them. So basically, I started there, and I just started looking at what they won so far, and what they're looking what they're looking forward to. Earlier in the year, they had Jessica Cisneros, and so I was very active on Twitter in terms of following people on their posts. But
Okay.
earlier in the year, and I remember seeing all the stuff for Jessica because she was running in Texas. She was running against one of the few pro-life Democrats. And she was very close to winning. I think there were maybe a few percentage points. And unfortunately, she lost, but it was still pretty good. And I liked her. I mean, the thing with the Justice Democrats is that they definitely try and well, they only accept people who have certain things in their platform like Medicare for all and free college, the Green New Deal, supporting the Green New Deal. So they only push those. They only support those, and they also pick uh, like you know they pick people who they think are going to win. In
Right.
places they think they're going to win, or could win, I guess. Obviously, some are harder than others. I mean, I think when AOC won, they didn't really they didn't really think that she was going to win necessarily. I mean, she was really behind, and then
Right.
she ended up winning. So definitely very good for them. So yeah, so Henry, I don't know if you say Cuellar, but anyway, this guy. So yeah, it was close. He ended up with 51.8%. Cisneros 48.2. So
Oh, that is pretty close.
um, but yeah, he's the most conservative House Democrat. Um, and let's see. So
Sided with the GOP
yeah, he served in
75%.
cabinet of Rick Perry. He's been outspoken in his defense of President Donald Trump. Uh,
So weird.
yeah, it's just, so I mean, definitely as a Democrat, not a strange pick. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they do have a lot of guys, or not a lot, but they do have quite a few people like that. Um, so and he did. Um, so he says he raised 1.7, almost half came from corporate political action committees. Not great people. So yeah, so I mean, they definitely saw her as a threat, and hopefully she runs again. And that's the thing, because someone who did win was Cori Bush. Now Cori Bush ran last time. Uh, she was the first Justice Democrat to run, to be picked really by them to try and win. And she lost the first time by I think 20 points, and then this time she won. So I mean, it seems as if they, maybe the first time they gained some name recognition, and
Right.
they can kind of talk about some of the things that the incumbent is doing wrong, but it doesn't really hit until the second time. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it says definitely she won. It was a big shock. So Lacey Clay. So I did read about him. So he had held the seat for a while, and then his dad had held the seat before him. So they've been in office for more than 50 years, which is crazy. Now,
That's
something interesting too, I will say. When I was looking up all these politicians, I was going through the Progressive Caucus, right? Because I was
huh.
like, I want to see who's in the Progressive Caucus. So I was looking these people up. There's a lady in that Progressive Caucus who her family has been in office for over 80 years. So basically, the dad of the husband held the seat, then the husband held the seat, and then the husband retired, and then the wife, she won the seat.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean,
And
and
she's in the Progressive Caucus?
she's in the Progressive. Not, well, here's the thing: the Progressive Caucus has received criticism, from what I understand, because you just have to pay the fee basically, and then you're in.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's no like, oh, you have to be pro-life, or there's no like you have to support, I don't know, like, no corrupt money. I don't know. So anybody can be in it. So there's some people that are kind of shady. But anyway, so yeah, so Clay was actually beating Cori Bush, and then so some people this is prematurely called it, and I do remember that. And then she
wow.
surged back and she won by 3 points. So
Wow.
definitely, this is really good. Cori Bush, another also. So Bernie Sanders, definitely very. He has, well, it's not his organization, but his people created our revolution, right? And
Hmm.
and they have also like candidates that they push, and Cori Bush is one of them. And Bernie had campaigned for her, and she had campaigned for him. So when she won, she tweeted not me us. So it's kind of nice, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, but but yeah, one of the things that was kind of drama was that AOC, I guess, didn't campaign for her this time. So she did the first time around because they were all kind of campaigning at the same time. Cori Bush and AOC and all those. And this time around, AOC didn't say anything, and didn't campaign for her. So some people think it's because Lacey Clay is obviously because he's just been there for a while. He has a lot of he had a lot of establishment backing, and
Right.
so some people think, oh well, she just didn't want to ruffle too many feathers and make enemies, especially if she thought that Corey was going to lose. I don't know.
Right.
I
And
can't
like
read
it
her
doesn't seem
mind.
like she seemed like a pretty big underdog too, so you don't want to, I don't know, like as awful as it is politically speaking, that was probably the right-ish move. I'm sure she supported her in her heart. I don't know.
Yeah, and she did support other great candidates this time around, just not
Yeah.
this one. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be mad at her personally.
Right.
But it would have been great. It's kind of like when Warren declined to support Bernie in the last time around, when it was between him and Hillary, and
Right.
it could have helped quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't win. So anyway, um, but yeah, that's Cory Bush. So she's gonna be great. Yeah. So single mom supports all the great things. So again, earlier in the year, also Jamal Bowman, he won, and he was definitely the first one that started everything. I mean, Jessica got close, so that was nice, but you want to win. So
Right.
Jamal Bowman, he's the one that started kind of like the big thing. So yeah, he won 55 percent
Wow.
to 40%. So this is definitely like a big. No, well, I guess blowout maybe. But yeah, so he defeated Engel, who was another kind of like very establishment person. Um, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely very strong. It's funny when I guess they did a live stream because Bernie's, he does a lot of live streams, especially for like when he wants to push someone. So he did with like Court Bush and Jamal Bowman. They did like all the live streams together, and I guess in one of them, Jamal was like, "Oh, they shoved you in the back, Bernie," and so that was a little bit controversial, I guess, because they did. But I mean, nobody wants to say it like that, I guess.
Right. Don't say the quiet parts loud.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, Engel had served in the House Foreign Affairs Committee and then held the seat for 31 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, is that him, the mustache guy down there?
Yeah, this guy right here.
Yeah, he's not much of a. He looks like he'd be in the house for 31 years.
Yeah, he that's the thing, like his district or whatever it was is very like heavily minority, and so it was they were kind of like, yeah,
Like, okay, dude.
he definitely doesn't represent the district very well. So it says
Right.
Jamal Bowman gained support from Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. So AOC, she did endorse him. And then Engel was endorsed by Hillary Clinton, Andrew Cuomo, Nancy Pelosi, and Congressional Black Caucus. Yeah, basically the friend squad over here.
Yeah, we love him.
So you can kind of see the ideological divide.
It's kind of like off topic, but did you ever see like that just kind of reminds me of that one like tweet that like Nancy Pelosi's daughter I think did like after like a bunch of the Epstein stuff was like coming out. She's like we like here's how we need to deal with like our our favorites, some of our favorites who are getting implicated in the Epstein stuff. Like, yeah, those are our favorites.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. All right. So Jamal Bowman, great news. And then, so Mary Newman, I think, so she won her primary too. So she's another Justice Democrat. Um, yeah, this one I didn't hear much about this one, um, interestingly enough, but she defeated Dan Lipinski. And Lipinski is one of the conservative Democrats. He's one of the pro-life Democrats. So there's not a lot of them, and
Yeah, I was gonna say
he was.
like
But anyway, so yeah, so she was kind of like a not a shock because I believe she also ran again, and
mhm.
and this time won. And last time she won, she lost but it was very close. And then this time she just barely won. So that was great. Um, this So let's see. Oh yeah. So in Wisconsin, I was kind of looking at these people. Kelda Royce. Kelda Royce ended up winning. I looked them up before she won. Um, she she was in the. I think she's in the state senate or the state
Mhm.
house or something, and she's tried running before for for the state office or whatever, but she lost last time around. So she has some good policies. I mean, I think healthcare. I think she's for single payer. Well, okay, so it's interesting. They have this thing in Wisconsin called Badger Care for All, which everyone that was on the left was like pushing for that, and I was like,
Huh.
I never heard of this. But anyway, I guess it's kind of like Medicare for All, but they call it Badger Care. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, not not very radical, but good.
But definitely, yeah,
Good,
like
good,
we'll
good
vote on the
improvement.
right side of the
Good
big things that
improvement.
we need.
Yeah, so she was actually going to one of her primary opponents was Nada, and Nada actually was super progressive. She was endorsed by DSA. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it was a little bit sad that Nada lost because Nada would have been really good to have.
Wait, how do you say your
Um,
last name?
yeah, I mean, I saw some of her videos where she's pronounced it, but I'm not gonna try it. But yeah, she was really really progressive. That would have been great. She was second in place. Second place. I think there were 6 Democrats running in
Oh,
that
wow.
primary. So
Yeah,
she's
that's not
second
bad.
place. She got yeah. She didn't do too bad. Hopefully in the future she runs again because um, yeah,
Right.
we need more great people.
The nice thing is that most of these people seem to be pretty young, that like they
Oh
have
yeah,
a lot of potential in them
yeah. Not
moving
as very
forward.
young. To be honest, I can't remember how young she is. But yeah, she is. Yeah, yeah. Ilhan, she won. So they thought they were saying, "Oh, she might lose." It's like she won pretty big. Most of them have. Most of the squad has. I think the only one who's left is Ayanna Presley. Um,
Mm.
and again, they're saying that she might lose, but I don't know. They've all won pretty good. Okay, so uh, so Minnesota.
Is
Um,
Minnesota just like super based? Like, wow.
Yeah, so okay, so it's Amy Klobuchar's state, right? So
Oh, that's true.
so the senators, it's Amy Klobuchar, and then it's Tina Smith. So apparently Tina Smith and Amy are like BFFs, and they actually even kind of look alike, to be honest. I don't know, but anyway, so in the primary, it was hilarious because she was running against this guy, Steve Carlson, right?
She's a dog?
So this is his website. Look at this.
This is an ugly website. I'm sorry, buddy.
Look at this right here. Well, what is this? Like, why is it in a different
Is
language?
it like Swedish?
Yeah, and if you look at the link, it says Steve Carlson for U.S. Senate 2018, because this guy just runs all the time and he just loses. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
buddy.
his videos just start playing. That's another annoying thing about
Oh,
this
he's
website.
old. Okay. I a lot more things make sense now.
Anyway, so so this guy, I guess you could say he's a professional politician. He's a career politician. He's a career politician that never wins, and
That's gonna be me.
he hates Tina Smith and maybe Klobuchar. He calls himself a Trumpocrat.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I guess he loves Trump. I did find this
They've
interesting.
secured
The
Mexican
Mexican border.
border.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's stop. Anyway, see down here.
Yeah.
It says que vive México y que viven los Chicanos. I don't even know why. What? It's like it's
Very
weird.
cool.
Yeah, I was
Way to
like,
flex your Google Translate abilities.
yeah. He's like, anyway, but that's the thing. He thinks that there should be I think it's basically like an open border between Mexico and the U.S. because of the
And he's a
Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, which I don't know why the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo is relevant today, but
yeah, I don't
he
either.
loves it.
Wait, and he loves Trump, but he wants an open Mexican border?
Yeah, no, yeah,
Okay, dude. No wonder he
I
loses all the
don't I
time.
don't understand what's going on with this guy. He hates Ilhan. Um, he talks about. I think he talks about like her being, the whole brother thing. I think,
Oh.
but it says Syria. Tina could begin to repair the damage she's done. I was drawing her does her literally craziest member of Congress probably ever.
Okay, dude.
No, I'm talking about yourself now.
Yeah, I was like, are you trying to take her place?
Yeah, I thought this guy was hilarious.
Wait, is he a QAnoner? He looks like the target demographic for a QAnoner, and that would explain his Trump support
No,
in
he's
face of.
not QAnon.
Oh,
Okay, but we'll talk about QAnon. All right. The other funny one in her primary was this guy. So Dr. Ahmad Hassan. So this guy lives in Texas. He's running for U.S. Senate in Minnesota.
hmm.
You might say, is that legal? I don't know, to be honest.
I mean, if he has a permanent residence,
But no, he doesn't. Um, yeah. See, look at. Uh, anyway, this guy. Okay, so he did. It's just telling me.
he has a
This
very
guy.
intense.
This guy doesn't have a campaign website. He just had it Facebook. That's how you
Wait, Alexandria Realty Houston is his at?
yeah. And so if you okay, so here the funny part is the so he tells you all about he tells you I'm not gonna lie. He tells you about like, he's like he's a PhD in law degree and he's a Texas real estate broker and instructor. Anyway, so his platforms he believes so apparently he decided to run. Here, let me see. So Dr. Hassan is familiar with Minnesota. He says while officiating professional sports events, he decided to run for the office following news of a recent civil unrest. Being an immigrant, Dr. Hassan had a choice in where to immigrate, and it should speak volumes that he chose America. He is truly a public servant with a love for the American people. Anyway, so yeah, he interesting guy. Um, but anyway, so okay, so people are mad at him, right? Because they're like, "Hey, you don't live in Minnesota. What are you doing?" Right?
Yeah, like I don't like, even if you have like the best policies ever, I don't love.
Exactly. And then, but
Yeah.
he defends stuff. I just try to do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Anyway, so I guess he was nominated for county judge. Um, I don't know why that's relevant.
Very cool.
Um, but it says I worked in Germany, Kuwait, England, Egypt. Uh, this guy, you sound like you know you stay in Texas. I mean, at least they didn't go racist on him.
Yeah.
It was nice. But
Go
oh
back to
yeah, so
Texas.
here he just randomly posts a picture of him and Beto. So he's like doubling down that he's from Texas. Like I think
And I won for in Minnesota. Okay, dude.
he's like he's friends with Beto. I mean, all
Like,
right.
why? Also, if he explains how he has a choice where to immigrate to and he loves Minnesota so much,
Yeah.
why didn't he immigrate to Minnesota and not Texas?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know Minnesota existed either, but uh, anyway. Anyway, so yeah, people are mad at him. They don't really like him, and he lost, so you're good. But he did get a few thousand votes, so
Very interesting. I wonder what happens if you win but you don't fulfill a requirement.
yeah,
Like,
I'm not sure. I
huh.
mean, but he was on the ballot. So okay, Georgia. This is the QAnon.
Oh,
So
nice.
basically, the story in Georgia recently was that um, there was a okay. So there was a primary, right? And before. So this is the runoff. They had a runoff. So they already had their primary before, and this is the runoff. So in the runoff, in the primary, the Republican Party was pushing for this lady, Marjorie.
Okay.
Well, turned out that she was really big QAnon and very racist. And
Cool.
so it came out, and so the Republicans like panicked, and then they started pushing for this guy, John Cowan, because they were like, "Oh, freak, you can't have her. Like, we'll look bad." Um, and well, it didn't work. She won the runoff, so she's probably going to win the the actual election. So she's probably going to be a representative for Georgia. Um, Basically, she goes on a rant saying that Muslims shouldn't be able to run and not for office in the U.S. that they should go back to where they came from. And then she also talks about like how uh, Black and Hispanics are held down by gangs and not by white people, and that they need to stop joining gangs basically, and then
Wow.
and that white men get too much of the blame, and it's not fair. Anyway, so she has a lot of hot takes, you know. But I mean,
Carlos, why are you always doing gang stuff?
I know. I mean, to be honest, I love gangs. I'm just kidding. Anyway.